This restorative yoga practice is designed to help boost your immune system. I've been struggling with a cold, so I figured what better practice to do than a practice that will help to boost my immune system. But it's also just a great practice if you want to relax and get restored and re-energized. So let's begin. Please take a few moments to gather some props. In a restorative practice, you're going to need pillows, blankets, towels, blocks if you have them. I also have a few extra mats that I may need as well. So please make sure you have them. It's going to take a while to set up each posture, so we're not going to do a ton of postures, but know that once you have found the posture, the edge, you will be able to settle into them. And you're going to be in the poses for at least 5 minutes. I also have my timer here to make sure that we keep to the time. That's my responsibility, not yours, okay? So let's get started. We're going to start in a supported reclining pose. That means I'm going to got a couple blankets here. I don't have a bolster. If you have a bolster, that would be great. So set up so that you've got your bolster or your blankets in front of you, and then grab a towel or another blanket and place that perpendicular at the top like this to help support your head. I may need more. And then I'm going to use a block and a towel to place behind my knees. So I've got my timer here. I'm going to place, get 2 blocks, or a pillow, or some more towels. I'm going to place the towel on top of that block. And when you lay down, the bolster or the towels, the blanket should be right at your back here. All right. Make sure that you're comfortable. Bring the arms out to your side with the palms facing the ceiling. Your chin should be parallel to your chest, and it should feel comfortable. I feel great here. I could probably stay more than 5 minutes, but I'm going to set the timer now for 5 minutes, and you may hear the chime when we're done. So all we're going to do is close our eyes and begin to tune in. This is a great posture to help counter any coughing. Great posture to help open up across the chest and the lungs, to help facilitate our breathing. With your eyes closed and your body completely relaxed, begin to observe the flow of your breath. Taking complete breaths, not rushing through either the inhale or the exhale. And allow your breath to flow naturally, organically. Notice any thoughts that may be racing through your mind. Allow those thoughts to come and to go. Allowing yourself to simply be in the moment, letting any worries leave you with every exhalation. It's perfectly normal to have thoughts running through our mind. Our minds will never be completely empty, and that's okay. What's important is that you allow those thoughts to come and go, that you don't focus on any one particular thought. You recognize it, you acknowledge it, and then you allow it to go, just like clouds passing by. Turn your attention now to the sensations in your body. Can you relax a particular part of your body, whether it's the muscles of your face, the muscles around your chest, your shoulders, the muscles of your back, your legs, your feet, your ankles. Just try to relax something. To help you anchor into the present moment, you can even count your breaths. Try counting 4 deep inhalations and maybe 6 counts to complete your exhalation. So a 4 count inhale and a 6 count exhale. Feeling the opening happening across the front of your chest, the front of your shoulders. And there we have our 5-minute timer. I'm going to stop the timer, the chimes, and I'd like you to keep in the position that you are at. Just begin to blink your eyes open. To come out of the pose, let's start by bringing our elbows to our side. Tuck the chin in and just come up onto your elbows and just stay for a moment. Use your feet to move the props that you've had under your knees, and then come onto the side and slowly roll up. Coming to an easy seated Sukhasana pose. Our next posture is called resting half moon. It's going to stretch the intercostal muscles. Those are the muscles between our ribs, which will then benefit our breathing as it helps the diaphragm to be able to expand when we breathe. So you're going to just leave the bolster or the towels the way you have them. You're going to take the towel and just leave it by your side. This way I'm going to actually take now and get the blankets so that they are parallel to my side here. And when I lay down, I'm going to lay down so that the towels are at my armpit. Got this towel here to help support my neck. And top leg in front, bottom leg behind. You may find that this is where you want to stay, or you might want to bring the top arm up over by your ear. So just take a moment while I get the timer set to see what feels best for you. I feel like my arm's going to fall asleep, so I'm going to take actually and put my head on the pillow without placing it on top of my arm. Got the timer going. Try to get your shoulders stacked and your hips stacked. So make adjustments so that your hips aren't bending forward and your shoulders aren't also folding forward or back. So stack your shoulders, stack your hips, and then close your eyes. Remember, a wonderful way to bring you back into the present moment is to focus on your breath. Use the breath to help the stretch that needs to happen. Bring your mind to your intercostal muscles. If you can visualize the muscles between each rib. And every time you inhale, visualize the expansion through your ribs, the intercostal muscles stretching. Take deep, slow, nourishing breaths. See if you can lengthen your exhale. Just 2 counts more than your inhale. So perhaps you go back to the counting of 4 counts on your inhale and 6 counts to your exhale. If thoughts start to invade your mind, just allow the thoughts to float by. Accept that that's going to happen. Thoughts will come and go. And that's perfectly normal. Resist the urge to spend any time on one particular thought. Try to relax something. Maybe you practice Ujjayi breath, that soft whispering sound. Letting go in your body, letting go in your mind. allowing yourself to simply be here in the moment. Knowing that I have the timer, so all you need to do is just relax, rest, and there goes the timer for 5 minutes. Begin to blink your eyes open. Bring your top arm down by your side. Bring the legs together as you bend your knees. Help yourself come up. Very slowly, your head being the last thing up, as we move on to the second side. Try to do what you did on this side, the same as you did on the first side. But if not, it's not a big deal, don't worry about it. Come to your side. Place blankets or the bolster underneath your armpit. Come to lying down on your side. Your top leg is in front, and your bottom leg is straight out. I'm going to get this timer going. Begin to stack your shoulders again. Stack your hips. Bring the top arm up by your ear. Maybe you want to clasp this top arm with your lower hand. And close your eyes. And just try to relax. Every time we come out of the pose and come back into another pose, it's naturally going to take us a few moments to get settled, and that's okay. Take the time that you need. You may not like the fact that your upper leg is dangling, so you may find that you also want to support that. So for some reason I'm feeling uncomfortable on this side, so I'm actually going to grab another towel and place it underneath my top leg to help support me. And now I feel much better in this pose. I feel like I'm not distracted and I can completely rest and relax. So try to do the same. Come out of the pose if you need to. Support your body parts so that you can surrender completely in the pose. That word surrender has a whole host of meanings to it, doesn't it? But it's important, most especially in our practice, to embrace that word, that surrender. As we surrender to gravity, our body, letting go of all muscular effort, as we completely surrender, let go. Feel that happen. Let go of any effort, surrender any effort. Surrender to your breath, allowing your breath to find its natural rhythm. Surrender to just being. Give up the doing, the moving, as you surrender to just being. Let go of your thoughts. Surrender to holding on to them, letting them go. Surrender is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. Knowing that whatever comes up, whatever blocks your way, that you will be able to handle, to overcome, as you let go and surrender of control. As our 5 minutes has come to an end, begin to slowly blink your eyes open. Bring the top arm back to your side. Bend the knees. Bring the knees in front of you. And gently press yourself up. The head being the last thing to come up. Just take a moment to breathe and to feel the opening that had happened across the front of the sides of our body to help facilitate our breathing. Our next posture is called waterfall, or simply legs up the wall. If you don't have a free wall, you're welcome to grab a chair. But I'm going to use this wall that's behind me. What I like to do also, and if you have handy, is get a strap and make sure that you can place the strap around your ankles. But if not, that's fine too. So let's come up to the wall. You may have to move your mat, like I'm going to move one of my mats. I actually have two. I'm going to take one of my mats and place it so that I can be supported with my mat. And I'm not a tall person, so I don't think my feet will reach the window. So that'll be fine. Got the towel to help support my neck. And I'm finding it a little cold today, so I'm going to actually take a blanket as well to cover. So come up all the way to the wall with your hip close to the wall as possible. And then help yourself to a lying down, grabbing all my blankets and my pillow. And then inch yourself up as close as you can to the wall so that you feel comfortably your legs. Now, if you're feeling like that's really too much stretching happening along the back of your legs, your hamstrings, and that's not comfortable, this is where I would suggest getting a chair and placing your thighs on the chair like so. So I'm going to inch myself up as close as I can to the wall. I'm adjusting the towel so that my head and neck is comfortable. Got my timer and my blanket because I'm feeling a little chilly. And then I'm going to start the timer. So, bring your arms out to the side if it's comfortable. I'm going to place them actually for me underneath my blanket with my hands just resting on my belly. It's a wonderful pose to help our lymphatic system relieve also the pressure on our feet and our legs. I went on a extra long hike yesterday, and so this feels wonderful on my legs. You may feel the need to also give a nice audible exhale. Make sure that your legs are completely relaxed out. Mine are turning, my feet are turning out, which is perfectly fine. Make sure that you have closed your eyes and that you have completely settled into the pose. I'm going to again ask you to refocus your attention first on your breath. Notice any sounds. You may hear a bunch of sounds going on around you, inside your house, outside your house. And that's fine, that's part of life, that's where we live. Don't let any sounds annoy you, distract you. Use them. Use the sounds to help bring you out of your thoughts and into the present moment. Recognize the sound and then let it go, just like you let your thoughts go. Letting go as always any thoughts. Bringing your attention instead to your breath or to the sensations in your body. It's a great time to also bring into your mind a mantra. Mantra simply meaning a phrase, a word that you can continually repeat. Might be a positive affirmation. If you're struggling with some insecurities, some doubts, with every inhale you may simply repeat the word of safe, secure, confident. Whatever word, whatever phrase you need to help you deal with any thoughts, emotions that are not serving you, like insecurities, fear. unworthiness. Those 5 minutes seem to go pretty fast, and where we're in a wonderful, relaxing pose, that tends to happen. So as we begin to come out of this pose, which I hesitantly do, I could have probably stayed there for 10 minutes, bring the knees into your chest and just roll onto your side, and then help push yourself away from the wall as you come up to a seated pose. Setting up for our next posture, which is going to be a twist. You may need your bolster again. So I'm going to get my blankets next to me and set that up. So it may take us extra time to get set up into each pose, but then when we get into it, as you can feel, it's certainly worth it. So taking your blankets or your bolster, rolling those up again, having your towels handy. Lie down on your back. Make sure that you twist with your knees going to the left. So I've got the blankets on my left side, so make sure you have them on your left side. And take and let your knees come to the left. Now, notice how I've got all this extra space between my thighs. I'm going to take my other blanket and place them between my thighs. I still have quite a bit, so actually I'm going to take my towel and place that. Because I am cold, I want this quilt to use as a cover. So, bring your arms out to a T. So the arms are in line with your shoulder. And start with looking up to the ceiling first. And readjust. So I had to bring my knees closer into my chest, towards my chest. And see how you feel if you look over your right shoulder. So turn so that you look over your right shoulder. And if that feels okay, then let's settle here. I'm going to start the timer for another 5 minutes. Again, start to settle. Closing your eyes. Taking those deep, nourishing breaths. When our body is supported completely and we have surrendered all muscular effort, that's when we can completely relax. So if you are feeling like you are still exerting some muscular effort, perhaps it's because you are not completely supported. So feel free to come out of the pose to make any adjustments to completely support your body so you can truly let go. Another reason to come out of the posture is if you're feeling any pain. If you're feeling any numbness. Those are signals the body is giving you, telling you that something may be wrong. So if you cannot completely and totally relax, prop accordingly to help you do that. Relax your shoulder, relax your fingers, try to relax all the muscles around your face. And just breathe. If you find that your eyes are fluttering, even though they're closed, it's also a sign that you're preoccupied, you haven't let go. So try to even relax your eyes. It's not easy to be still, to be quiet, to just be. We're creatures of doing. Take this time to try to simply be. Begin to blink your eyes open. Bring your legs, knees back to the center. And let's go to the second side. Now I'm going to move the props to my right side. This time, let's hug, don't necessarily hug, just bring the knees into your chest and then let them drop over to your right. And then start to prop. I've got to place the towel between my thighs, opening up my blanket to make sure that I'm comfortable and warm. I'm going to set the timer to make sure it's at our 5 minutes. Look over your left shoulder if it's available to you. You may not find that comfortable today, and that's fine. Look straight up instead, or even look over your right shoulder if you find that you need to do that today. But at least for a few minutes, try to look over your left shoulder as much as possible. And then close your eyes. Once again, just allow yourself to simply be. Trying to find stillness in your body. Coming out of the pose only if you're feeling any pain, or if you need to prop a little bit more. Focusing all your attention to your breath. Recognizing, acknowledging all the thoughts that you may have running around in your mind, and then letting them go. The visualization I like to use quite often with my thoughts is, as each thought pops up into my mind, I visualize taking that thought, placing it in a balloon filled with helium that can now take my thought out and away. And throughout my practice, as that happens, which it will inevitably do so, I take that thought, place it in the balloon, and let it go. I like to do that also with some of my emotions, my feelings, like those feelings of doubt, insecurity, unworthiness, whatever it is you may be struggling with. Name it, label it, place it in the balloon, and let it float away. I invite you to do that now for the next few moments, as I allow you some quiet time to do that. Begin to blink your eyes open. Bring the knees back to the center. Remove all your props. Hug your knees into your chest. We have reached our peak pose for our practice today, Shavasana. I'm going to place the blocks underneath my knees again with the towels. It's a supported final relaxation pose. And I'm actually going to take this time one of the towels and place it behind my head to support me. If you have a pillow, you may want to do that. And the blanket to cover me. Make sure that you can be completely comfortable and warm. We're going to be in this pose for at least 10 minutes. So let's take the time to be completely comfortable and warm. So sometimes it's nice to tuck the blankets underneath you. I have a couple blankets, so I'm going to use both of them. If you have an eye pillow, you can place that across your eyes as well. I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. So make sure you're nice and warm and close your eyes. I apologize if I keep covering the microphone with the blanket. Take the time you need. Let's take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And do an audible sigh as you exhale. And a couple more times. Inhale deeply. And exhale with a nice sigh as you let go. One more time, please. Inhale. Exhale. And then just settle. Try to find that stillness. Stillness first in your body. Working from head to toe. Relaxing all the muscles around your forehead, your eyes, your cheeks, and even your ears. Feeling the entire face muscles surrendering to gravity. Allow your jaw to relax. You may not even have realized that you were clenching your jaw. So allow your tongue to rest at the roof of your mouth. Feel all the muscles around your neck relax, your shoulders, Allow your arms, your wrist, your hands, your fingers to surrender any muscular effort, to just let go. Feel the muscles of your chest and your upper back melt. Release any effort. Bring your awareness to the muscles of your lower back, your hips, allowing them, giving them permission, encouraging them to relax. Moving your attention to your muscles around your thighs, both the front and the back, to your lower legs, to your ankles and your feet and your toes, willing them to release, to let go. Now imagine that you can float away, hover above your body, just see yourself completely relaxed. Giving your body this time to heal in whatever way it needs, whether it's healing physically, emotionally, spiritually. Visualize your healing. Visualize your freedom from any dis-ease. Your body knows what it needs to heal. You need to simply allow it to do so by being still, by being quiet, by being. repeating the mantra. One of my favorite ones is, I let go, I surrender. I let go of my past, of my worries, of my fears. I surrender to the present. I surrender to what is. I surrender control. Just remain lying down as we bring our practice to a close. Start by adding gentle movement to your body. Simply moving your fingers, your toes, your wrists, your ankle, moving your head side to side. Bringing the knees in towards your chest, rolling onto your side in a fetal position. Keeping your eyes closed if you can, just for a few more breaths. Press yourself up to a seated position, nice and slow. And gently bring your eyes to an open. Thank you. That concludes our restorative practice for today. I hope you enjoyed it.